Hello, Kids Place friends. Welcome to another episode of Kids Place, where kids come to play, learn, achieve, create, and explore. I'm Ms. Traherne, and this is my co-host,
Mrs. Day. Let's start with our hello song.
Hello, friends. How are you? We're very happy to see you. Greet your neighbor, boogie on down, give a bump and turn around.
Birds are flying.
Birds are flying.
Squirrels are climbing.
My squirrels are flying.
Trees are swinging.
Trees are swaying.
Children are playing.
Children are playing.
Runners are
Run.
running.
Running.
Hearts are thumping.
Hearts are thumping.
Dancers are bopping.
Dancers are bopping.
Rabbits are hopping.
Rabbits are hopping.
Rise up, children.
Celebrate. It's a wonderful world and a beautiful day. Swing and sway. It's a wonderful world and a beautiful day.
Buses are
Drive your bus. Buses are driving.
jets are flying.
Jets are flying.
Guitars are strumming.
Guitars are strumming.
Friends are hugging.
Hug your friends are hugging.
Tails are wagging.
Tails are wagging.
Hands are clapping.
Hands are clapping.
Fishes are swishing.
Fishes are swishing.
Mommies are kissing.
Mommies are kissing. Children celebrate. It's a wonderful world and a beautiful day. Swing and sway. It's a wonderful world and a beautiful day.
Feel
The love.
like every place. So rise up,
Children celebrate. It's a wonderful world and a beautiful day. Good job, guys.
For today's breath, we're going to go back and try the fourth one that we learned, which was the pretzel breath.
Okay.
And for that one, we have to do some special things with our arms. We're going to take our hands and we're going to turn them out
Those thumbs
and
down.
then twist our hands together, fold in your fingers, and then pull it up to your chest. Okay? And this kind of signifies when you're stressed
Yeah.
and you're feeling anxious. So now we breathe in. Relax your body. Unleash your stress. Let's do it again. Breathe in. Relax your body. And our third one. Twist up. Relax your body. And now we're ready to learn.
All right, Fanny. For today's learn, I want to see if you can guess what we might be learning about today.
Well, looking at what you have on the table, are we gonna do something with food?
There is some food up here on the felt board. I have my magic pot with me, and I have a spoon. So maybe you might be right. But why don't we get started, and then maybe you guys can figure it out as we go along. What do you think, Fanny?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna start with this fruit right here. Can you guys tell me what you think this is? Yeah, it's an apple. Okay,
Mm,
are you
yummy.
ready? I'm gonna take this apple, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out, and what do we see? The prettiest red you ever did see.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna take my orange, that's right. Take this orange, put it in the pot. Do this with me. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out, and what do you see? The prettiest orange you ever did see. Okay. Oh, I wonder what we're learning about. All right, let's do the
Lemon.
lemon. That's right. Take this lemon, put it in the pot. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out, and what do you see? The prettiest yellow you ever did see. Look at this. We have red, orange, yellow. You guys getting a clue yet?
I think I know.
Do you know?
Is it gonna be a rainbow?
It's gonna be a rainbow.
Ooh.
We have red, orange, yellow. Do you know what color comes next in the rainbow?
It's one of my colors.
She's a clue. That's right, it's green. Ooh, does anybody know what this one is? This might be a little bit tricky. It's green. It's not a pear. It's not an apple. When we cut it open, we make one of my favorite snacks. Mush it up with a little bit of lime juice and some salt, and I eat it with chips.
Is that an avocado?
This is an avocado. All right, sing along with me. Take this avocado, put it in the pot. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out, and what do you see? The prettiest green you ever did see. All right, red, orange, yellow, green, blue comes next. All right. Oh, these are little. It's this little fruit. They're like little round balls. I like to eat them with yogurt or my cereal. And actually, I just like to eat them all the time anyway. I really love these. Do you know what these are?
They're blueberries.
They're blueberries. Ready? Take these blueberries, put them in the pot. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull them out, and what do you see? The prettiest blue you ever did see. Okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Now we have a special color. It's called indigo. That's the next one. It's kind of a mix between a dark purple and a dark blue. I have a fruit up here. It's hard to see, so I'm gonna hold it out. This is also small like a blueberry, except for this one has teeny little like bumps or I don't even know how to describe it. It's like teeny tiny little grapes is what it looks like all together. And we might find these on bushes in summertime. These are called, do you know what they are?
Blackberries.
They're called blackberries. All right, we're gonna take our blackberries, put them in the pot. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out, and what do you see? The prettiest indigo you ever did see. I know that's hard to see for you guys because our background is an indigo color. All right, this is our last one. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And violet is a fancy color word for, do you know?
Purple.
For purple. Can you guess what these are? These are grapes. Yeah, they're one of my favorites too. Okay, get your spoons ready. Get ready to stir. It's our last one. Put these grapes, put them in the pot. Stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Pull it out. What do you see? The prettiest purple you ever did see. Look at this beautiful rainbow. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I love it. When I was growing up, my teacher taught me a special trick to remember this rainbow. She said a rainbow's colors is like Roy G. Biv. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we take the first sound or the first letter of each of the colors and it makes Roy G. Biv. So R for red, O for orange, Y for yellow, G for green, B for blue, I for indigo, and what for this
V.
letter? That's right, V for violet. Roy G. Biv. Would you like to write a sentence today about a rainbow?
Yes.
Okay, friends at home, give me 1 second because I've got to turn my board around to get that get our whiteboard ready for our sentence. We'll be right back. All right, we're ready now. Fanny, do you know how rainbows are made?
I'm not so sure, Miss Day. Can you explain it to me?
It is pretty cool. So really, rainbows are just made when it rains, when there's water and sunlight together. And that's how a rainbow is made. So a lot of times you see a rainbow maybe after a thunderstorm or after a little rainstorm has happened and the sun peeks out and it shines really bright through that, through the rain.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
When do you think we might see a lot of rainbows?
When we have lots of rain.
When we have lots of rain. There's a saying, friends, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but it's called, or it says, April showers brings May's flowers. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, so maybe in April we might see a lot of rainbows.
In April, we might see a lot of rainbows because April is a special time of year. It brings May's flowers, and I want you to think about the seasons. We've talked about a lot of seasons on the show. The last one we talked about was winter. Remember that we showed you all the different things that we might wear in winter when it's cold. Well, we have another season coming. Do you know what that season is?
Springtime, because I'm excited about it.
That's right. You can always hear the frogs peeping at night in the springtime because they know that warm weather is coming. So springtime is correct. We're going to be starting to get some warmer weather. You might need to wear maybe not a big jacket, but like a lighter jacket in the springtime. But it also rains a lot in the springtime. And that brings on new growth of flowers and trees. So things are going to start getting more green outside, just like you, Fanny.
Yay!
Okay, so with that in mind, we've learned about rainbows in springtime today. Maybe we can write a sentence about that. Do you want to say, we see rainbows in springtime?
Sure.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, we have some special words that when we come to them, I'm going to talk about them a little bit. But remember, when we start a sentence, we always start on the left and we always start with
An uppercase letter.
an uppercase letter. Okay, so our first word was we. We. That's a W, so we're going to start with a we. And I'm going to use my space frog.
Yay!
I remembered today to make sure that we have spaces between each word. We see. Oh my goodness, friends. What do you notice about those two words? We see.
They sound the same.
Yeah, they rhyme. We see. Now the next word is also a special word. We see what?
Rainbows.
That's right. Rainbows is a special word called a compound word. Have you ever heard that term before? Compound word?
That's when two words are linked together.
That's right. Two words come together to make one word. I can take rain and I can take bows, and if I put them together, it makes
Rainbows.
rainbows. It's a compound word. Okay, so I'm going to write rainbows. We see rainbows. Oh, it's a long word. Rainbows. Oh, what's that S sound at the end? Do you know what letter that is?
S.
It's an S. Okay. We see rainbows, and I think I can fit in right here, but then I'm going to have to move down. We see rainbows in, and when do we see them the most? In springtime. Let's move down here to the other side. Springtime. Oh, wait a second. I think I know something about that word. It's a lot like rainbows because it's a compound word. I can take the word spring and I can take the word time. And if I put them together, it makes
Springtime.
springtime. Okay, let's write it. Spring. Oh my goodness, this is long. Spring time. Okay, what goes at the end of my sentence to let us know that it's complete?
Well, it's like the stop sign. We stop the sentence, we put a period.
That's right. Okay, there we go. There's our period. Let's read it together. Ready? We see rainbows in springtime. Should we count them, Fanny?
Sure.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was a fun sentence to write. Friends, I want you to think. We talked about a special new kind of word today. It was called a compound word. Take a close look at our sentence. I'm going to read it one more time, and I want you to see if you can count how many compound words we had in our sentence today. Are you ready? All right, I'm going to read it one more time. We see rainbows in springtime. Fanny, how many compound words do we have today?
I found 2.
Yeah, we had 2 compound words today. Oh, this was so much fun. We learned so many new things about springtime, how rainbows are made, and about compound words.
Mrs. Day, why don't you circle the compound words?
That's a great idea. Okay, friends, maybe you can help me circle them. Get your fingers out, and when I put my marker up, I want you to draw a big circle around them with me. Ready? We've got rainbows and springtime. Those were our compound words today. All right, you guys, we have another really special guest reader for us today. I can't wait to see what they're reading. Let's go check it out.
Hello, my name is Ms. Stallings, and I'm the CASE teacher at the Forest Career and Technology Center. CASE stands for Curriculum for Agricultural Science Education, and we learn a lot about plants and animals in the class. Today I'm reading Planting a Rainbow by Lewis Errett. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and plant them in the ground. We order seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long for spring to warm the soil and sprout the bulbs. Then it's time to go to the garden center and select some seedlings. We sow the seeds and set out the plants in the soil and watch the rainbow grow and grow and grow. We have some red flowers, tulips, carnation, and rose, and orange flowers, tulip and zinnia, tiger lily and poppy, and some yellow blooms, daisy, marigold, and daffodils. We grow something green, ferns, and some blue flowers, morning glories, dilaphium, hyannis, and cornflowers, and some purple flowers too, crocus, phlox, iris, violets, asters, and pansies. All summer long, we pick them and bring them home. And when summer is over, we know we can grow our rainbow again next year. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys plant a rainbow of your own.
For today's Create segment, we're going to go with the spring and rainbow theme, and we're going to try something fun with watercolor again.
Oh,
we
I
used
love it.
watercolor last week. We're going to do salt painting.
Oh, I love this.
So that's why we have salt up here on the table.
Okay.
So we're going to need some salt. We're going to need our watercolors.
Okay.
Our paintbrushes.
Yep.
A couple of cups of water.
Yep.
And then we have our trays for neatness sake and paper.
Okay.
I think that's everything. Did I say glue?
Oh, we'll need that. Yep.
We're going to need the glue because that's what the salt sticks to. So here's what we do. We take a piece of paper and we make our design.
Okay.
Okay? And you can do anything. Why don't I start simple, and I'm just going to make
Oh, a nice swirl.
a swirl going around and around. And then the next part, you can use just an old box top, if that's what you have at home, or a tray. And then you're going to take your salt and you're going to sprinkle it onto the glue. And don't worry if you miss a spot, because we're going to give it a little shake in just a second. It's very similar if you've ever done project with glitter. Same idea. Okay, so we put a little salt on, and then we give it a little shake. And this might be, you might use your box top or your tray. So we give it a shake to and fro, up and down, left and right. And then for best results, put this to the side and let it dry overnight.
Okay.
Okay? So I have some that I did earlier that I
Okay.
let dry, and I used watercolor, and we'll go through the process in just a second. But this is how I did one with just various colors.
That's so fun.
And you can see that it's kind of a 3D effect.
Yeah, it's like some texture and a little glittery. I really like that.
And I was even thinking, if you are learning to write your name,
Oh, that would be so
you could
fun.
do that and then touch it and practice spelling the letters in the letter order
yeah.
of your name.
That's awesome. That's a
Or
great
even
idea.
for, sight words or practice.
Shapes.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything.
Numbers.
Okay. So for today's episode, we learned about rainbows and springtime. So I made us some rainbows.
Okay.
Now I have to confess, I did Roy G, but I combined indigo and violet to make purple.
That makes sense.
Because in most of our trays, we just have one shade of purple.
Purple, yep.
So we're almost there, okay? Now, the way this works, when you get to the painting part, you're gonna want to drop your color onto the salt.
Okay.
And then it kind of weaves through.
Okay.
So it's a very, you're going to have to use some very fine motor control because we're not painting the paper, we're painting the salt.
Ah.
Okay?
Okay.
So with Roy, we start with R is for red.
Red.
Okay? So make sure you're on red, not orange.
Yep. Yeah, that one's tricky.
I know. I had that same problem when I was making my samples.
It sort of soaks it up. I don't know if you guys can see that.
And
it
you
like-
want it to have a water drop
Yeah.
on the end.
It sort of leaks into it and spreads. Oh, that's very cool.
So I hope the camera is catching yours, Mrs. Day,
hope
so that we
so.
can see how it moves up the rainbow.
Oh, that's very cool.
And on my swirl that I made earlier, what's fun is if you do some color blending.
Oh,
And I did do that here with, I had the blue and the yellow, and you can see some lime green in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you take red and blue, what does it make? Purple.
That's right. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but when I tapped some color on there, and then I actually just took a little bit more water, and I touch it, and it spreads. And it just leaks into it. It's very cool.
And then it's important to remember to very carefully rinse out your brush when you change colors, especially when you're going from the darker colors to the lighter colors.
That makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just keep moving on Roy, and then our next color would be O for orange. And then Y for,
Yellow.
which be careful to rinse out. That yellow can be tricky. We don't want to get any other colors in with our yellow.
Yes.
And then after yellow, we have our G for green. B for blue. And then on my rainbow, we combined our indigo and our violet to make a lovely shade of purple.
Yep. So if you try this at home, We would love to see your finished products if you want to send us in a picture.
Oh, yes. Please send it to kidsplace@smcps.org. We love to get messages from you. And if you have questions, send those to us as well. For today's Explore, we are going to Hollywood Elementary School. We are going to visit with Miss Schrader's AM pre-K class, and we're going to do some planting so we can get ready for spring. So let's go over and get our hands dirty with some seeds and soil. We are going to plant flowers today, and the flowers are called marigolds. Can you say it with me? Marigolds. Think Mom will like these for Mother's Day? Ooh. So I'm going to give you a cup of soil. All right, here's what I need you to do. Put your pointer finger up and wiggle it for me. That finger is going to poke a hole in your soil to put the seed in. Here come the seeds. Here come the seeds. The seeds are tall and skinny. I want you to put them in the hole that you just made. And then we're going to cover those seeds up. Can you move that soil over and cover it up? Okay. All right. Now we're going to pour just a smidge of water. 1, 2, 3. And your turn. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I want you to stick your stick in on the edge like this. Push it down. Don't put it on top of the seed. Push it down. When you go to the window to watch your seed, you can find your stick and see if your seed starts to sprout. If you would like to check us out more, you can find us at the local cable channel number 96 or on SMCPS YouTube. And you can also email us at kidsplace@smcps.org.
It's that time in the show where we have to say goodbye.
It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends.
Bye, friends.
See you next time.